Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel and welcome to Galle Fort, a place where time slows down, where history breathes through stone walls, and the Indian Ocean whispers stories from centuries ago. Galle Fort, located on the southern coast of Sri Lanka, Galle Fort is more than just an old city. It is living heritage, a beautiful blend of nature, culture, and colonial history. Today, let's walk through its old buildings, peaceful streets, and end our journey with the breathtaking sea view. As we enter Galle Fort, the modern world slowly fades away. The stone walls around us were built to protect this city. Hundreds of years ago, first by the Portuguese, later strengthened by the Dutch, and preserved by generations who respected its value. Every step on these cobblestone roads feels like walking through history. Look at these old buildings, strong yet elegant. The thick walls, wooden doors, arched windows, and tiled roofs tell stories of colonial life. I think some of these buildings are over 300 years old. Yet they still stand proudly today. Before this place was called Galle Fort, before stone walls touched the sea, this land was already known to the world. Long before European powers arrived, Galle was a major trading port. Ships came here searching for cinnamon, gems, ivory, elephants, and spices. Arab traders settled here centuries ago, bringing with them language, culture, and Islam. This land heard many languages, saw many flags, and welcomed many civilizations. In 1505, Portuguese ships arrived accidentally, blown off course by a storm. They recognized the strategic value of gold and built the first fortification using mud and palisades. They named it Santa Cruz and introduced Christianity, European architecture, and new political control. But their fort was weak, and history was not finished yet. In 1640, the Dutch captured gold from the Portuguese. This marked the most important chapter in GalleFort's history. The Dutch transformed this place into one of the strongest sea fortresses in Asia. They rebuilt the fort using granite and coral stone, designed massive bastions that create a drainage system to advance that it still works today. The walls were designed not just for war, but for survival. Each bastion had a purpose. Each stone had a role. Galle Fort was not only a military base, it was a living city. Dutch officers, traders, craftsmen, and families lived here. Houses were built with thick walls, high ceilings, and wide verandas to handle the tropical climate. Roads were laid out with precision. Every corner was planned. In 1796, the British took control of Galle Fort. Unlike other rules, they made fewer structural changes. They added the clock tower, improved roads, and introduced administrative systems. Because of this, much of the Dutch architecture remains intact today. Sometimes preservation is the greatest power. In 1988, Galle Fort was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Not because it is old, but because it is complete. A rare example of a fortified city where European architecture and South Asian traditions blend perfectly. Galle Fort is not just built of stone. It is built of memory. Every wall remembers, everywhere repeats history. Galle Fort is a beautiful mix of cultures and religions. Within these walls, you will find churches, mosques, and temples living in harmony. Nature also plays an important role here. Green plants climb old walls. Trees provide shade. The sea air keeps the environment fresh and soothing. It feels balanced. Human life, architecture, and nature existing together peacefully. Nature also plays an important role here. Green plants climb old walls. These provide shade, and sea air keeps the environment fresh and soothing. Walking through these narrow streets brings a deep sense of calm. You will see locals going about their day, friendly smiles from shop owners, artists painting, and travelers exploring the curiosity. There is no rush here, no noise, only peace. This is one of the rare places where silence itself feels meaningful. Inside the stone walls of Galle Fort, shopping is not just about buying things. It's about history, craftsmanship, and stories passed from hand to hand. These streets were once busy trade routes, and today they continue that legacy in a quite more artistic way. Arab merchants, Portuguese, Dutch, and British traders exchanged spices, gems, textiles, and handcrafts goods. What we see today as shops are modern reflections of those ancient trading traditions. Many shops inside the fort sell traditional Sri Lankan handicrafts. Sri Lanka is world famous for its gems, and Galle Fort has long been a center for gem trade. Wooden masks carved by hand, brass items, lacquer work, hand-woven textile, and batik fabrics. These are not factory-made souvenirs. They are pieces of culture often created using techniques that are generations old. When you buy from these shops, you carry a piece of Sri Lankan heritage with you. Arab merchants, Portuguese, Dutch, and British traders came here. Galle Fort is also an artistic hub. Small galleries display paintings, photographs, and sculptures inspired by the fort, the sea, and Sri Lankan life. Antique shops hold rare treasures, old coins, colonial furniture, vintage maps, clocks, and books. Sometimes date back to the Dutch and British period, making these shops feel like mini museums. This view reminds us how small we are and how beautiful the world can be when we pause and observe. Galle Fort is not just a tourist destination, it is feeling. A place to slow down, to breathe, to reflect. It teaches us that beauty lasts when it is protected, respected, and loved. When night falls, GalleFort changes its voice. The street The streets grow quiet, the crowds fade away, and the old walls begins to breathe. Soft yellow light touch the stone buildings, relieving textures shaped by centuries. At night, GalleFort doesn't sleep, it remembers. Shops gently close their doors, cafes glow warmly from within, and the streets feel safe, calm, and timeless. Footsteps echo softly on cobblestones, just like they did hundreds of years ago. Every corner feels poetic, every shadow tells a story. These buildings have seen wars, trade, love, loss, and celebrations. Now, under moonlight and lamps, they stand quietly, strong, patient, and proud. Time has changed the world outside, but here, history still walks beside us. GalleFort is beautiful during the day, but at night it feels personal. A place to slow down, to reflect, to listen, not to noise, but to history, to the sea, and to yourself. Thank you for walking with me through GalleFort. May its calm stay with you long after the night ends.